Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing really well. So today I'm going to be filming a video on how to smell like the ultimate gentleman. The fragrances I'm going to recommend to you guys today are very opulent, deep, luxurious. You are going to smell like a king if you wear these fragrances. Now, some of them are niche, some of them are designer, but I wanted to share with you guys a compiled list today of, in my opinion, some very opulent and gentlemanly fragrances. If I smell any one of these fragrances on you, I am going to be left speechless, basically. So let's get into the list. I hope that you guys will enjoy the video. I'm going to start out with a fragrance that is very well known on social media. This is Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. You can see the dent in my bottle. Both myself and my partner wear this fragrance and we both love it equally, just as much as each other. If you have never smelled this fragrance, you are truly missing out. In my humble opinion, this is the best amber fragrance on the market today. Grand Soir is this warm, balsamic, deep amber fragrance. It's sweet, it's cocooning, it's warm. Like I said, it's slightly balsamic in a way, and it is just phenomenal. I do specifically recommend this one for the fall and winter months because it is very warm and balsamic and ambery. So it does kind of smell more appropriate in the fall and winter seasons. But you can wear this one anytime. It just depends on your taste. Longevity and projection is fantastic on Grand Soir. I get around 8 to 10 hours of really good wear with a great projection as well. People will be able to smell you within your proximity. So definitely check this one out. This is going to have you smelling like a king, like an opulent, beautiful man. And it's just a fantastic fragrance. So love it so much. Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. The next fragrance, you guys, I actually just purchased this for my partner recently because I was dreaming to smell this on him, and also I can wear this one myself because it is technically unisex. But guys, you are not ready for this scent. This is Caban from Yves Saint Laurent. Now, you guys know, if you follow me for a while, that one of my favorite men's fragrances in the world still to this day is Tuxedo. But Tuxedo is more versatile in my opinion. Tuxedo is a scent that technically you could wear all year long in all different seasons, all different occasions, and kind of adopt it as a signature scent. Caban is way more opulent, more deep, more creamy, more woody, and it's just incredible, you guys. On a man's skin, this fragrance blooms and just smells so chic. Absolutely so chic, you guys. I cannot even tell you. Now, what you're going to get with this fragrance is this really creamy, slightly sweet, woody fragrance with a touch of spice and a little bit of patchouli. But it's a very woody dominant scent. Woody, creamy, slightly sweet, a little bit of patchouli in the base and a little bit of spice on top. My gosh, you guys, like, please, if you trust me, like, and you trust my recommendations, and this fragrance sounds up your alley, I beg you to go and check it out because you're going to love it. There is a lot of great fragrances from the Yves Saint Laurent private collection, but for men, honestly, you guys, my recommendations would be Tuxedo #1 and Caban #1 as well. Then you have something like Baby Cat, which is a beautiful vanilla. But personally, on a man, I prefer Caban and Tuxedo rather than Baby Cat. But there are also some other great scents in there that you could totally wear. But guys, trust me and check this one out. It leaves the most gorgeous trail behind you. It fills up the room. It is just fantastic. I've only worn this fragrance twice, and for me, it lasted around 7 to 8 hours on my skin. So a really good longevity. And guys, this one is just amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. If you like a creamy, woody, slightly spiced patchouli scent, you're going to love this. I would say if you are a man watching me that loves Gris Charnel Extrait or Gris Charnel in general, please check out Caban. Not because they smell the same, but I definitely feel like the vibes are similar. In here you have tonka bean and sandalwood and patchouli, like I said. So the vibes are there, they're kind of similar, but this one is more, I don't know, there's something there, and you guys need to check this one out. So trust me, Caban from Yves Saint Laurent, absolutely beautiful, opulent, just fantastic scent for a man. I have no idea why nobody is talking about this next fragrance, including myself, because I've owned this fragrance for several months and I have worn it a lot myself. It's one of Pierre's favorite fragrances ever. And you guys, on a man, I cannot even explain to you how phenomenal this scent smells. This is Rock the Myrrh from Dre Van Noton. You guys, look at this bottle first of all. This is a work of art. Like, the craftsmanship of the bottle itself is just phenomenal. But inside of the bottle is the most important thing. And wow, 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 wow. I cannot tell you guys how fantastic this fragrance is. If you like fragrances that are slightly spicy and resinous and ambery, please, please, please check out Rock the Myrrh. This fragrance, oh my gosh, I know I'm going over the top, but for the fall and winter, I cannot imagine a better fragrance in 2024. Please, all of you gentlemen that watch me and like my recommendations, check out Rock the Myrrh. This is just incredible. What you have, as the name suggests, is a myrrh fragrance, which is a resin. It kind of gives off this resinous balsamic vibe with a warm spice, an amberiness, a sweetness, like almost like a dried fruit sweetness in here. Like, you definitely feel, yeah, like a slightly kind of dried fruity sweetness mixed with all of those resinous touches, a balsamic vibe. Please check this one out. You will not regret it if you like that type of scent. Rock the Myrrh is one of the best that I have tried. Not to mention, this is also a really great lasting fragrance. On my skin, I get around 8 hours of really good wear with a softer projection. It just smells fantastic. A 10 out of 10 for me, especially for the upcoming fall and winter seasons. You guys will absolutely fall in love with this scent. Next up, I'm going to talk about a cult favorite. Everybody loves this fragrance, especially the men. This is Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton. There are some other Louis Vuittons that I also love and really recommend to you guys, but in terms of opulence, refinement, smelling like a gentleman, I love Ombre Nomade. I think it is one of the best rose and ouds that I've tried. It is just magnificent. To me, this smells like Dubai. If you guys don't know, I live in Dubai. I love it here. And for me, Ombre Nomade is something that I smell a lot living in Dubai. Whether it's the original or it's some sort of dupe, I smell this type of scent a lot, but I love the way that it smells. When I see a really classy man like walking past me, I get a whiff of Ombre Nomade because it happens more than you would imagine. It always makes me go, they smell so good. Like, it smells absolutely fantastic, so classy, so mysterious, so sexy in a way. It is just an amazing rose and oud with some sweetness. You have the rose, you have the oud in there. There's some incense as well, so it pulls a little bit smoky at some point. Also, you do get like a nice soft sweetness. I think there's raspberry in here as well. And it's just gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. A beast mode fragrance. As most of you probably know, this one is like around 10 hours on my skin with a beautiful projection. This one is going to leave a gorgeous trail behind you, and people are absolutely going to be able to smell you with this one. Once again, I recommend this one for fall and winter. If you can, and if it's like something that you're interested, you can wear this one all year long, because I smell it on men in the summer in Dubai, but it definitely depends on your taste. For me, I would probably recommend this one more so for the fall and winter months because it is really strong. And it just smells incredible. Wear it for a night out, wear it for a date, wear it for something formal, something where you're a little bit more dressed up, and you are going to be the best smelling guy in the room. The next fragrance that I have here is the Merchant of Venice Venezia 21. I adore this fragrance, you guys. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. What you have with this fragrance is just such a beautiful, smooth, sweet, creamy, woody, just beautiful fragrance. What you have in Venezia 21 is this beautiful, sweet and creamy oud fragrance. So you definitely feel the oud, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't smell dirty or too much. The oud in here is very well done. It's very balanced and very smooth. You also have cinnamon, you have praline, and a beautiful dose of vanilla. So like I said, it feels sweet and creamy and woody, and you have a little bit of saffron in there as well. I think you have a little bit of a resinous kind of frankincense note in there too. So you guys, for me, this is just the most beautifully well-balanced, slightly sweet oud fragrance, but it never goes too sweet. If you're somebody who doesn't really like very, very sweet fragrances, which I understand, this fragrance is just the perfect balance, the absolute perfect balance. It smells so rich and so classy. I cannot even tell you guys, like, really, guys, please, 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 you need to check this one out. And I think as well, there is quite a lot of offers on this brand, like on Max Aroma and stuff. So if you ever find this fragrance discounted, do not hesitate to pick up a bottle of Venezia 21, lasts around 8+ hours with a softer projection. This one is not going to project like Ombre Nomade, for instance. This one does sit closer to the skin, but it does last on the skin. So definitely recommend it, especially for the fall and winter, date night, night out, formal situation. Once again, all of the fragrances that I'm going to speak about today kind of fit into the same category of being a little bit more of like a formal scent, a little bit fall and winter appropriate, and more for like something buttoned up. I wouldn't say that any of these fragrances smell super casual in any way. They kind of have an opulence, a gentlemanly vibe, a seductive vibe, like something a little bit more formal, let's say. Oh my gosh, this fragrance as well is absolutely heavenly. Every single fragrance in this list, you guys, I personally love with every part of my being. Like, I'm not joking to you guys, a lot of these fragrances I wear myself, but not only that, they're some of my absolute favorite fragrances in my collection. So if my reaction is over the top, that is why. The next fragrance is Ambra from Jeroboam. Now, this fragrance is something along the lines of Intoxicated from Kilian, Amen from Myrrh. Not the same, but along those lines. But Ambra is one of my favorites because of how powerful it is. This fragrance is going to be on your skin for hours and hours and hours. It has a great projection. It smells so strong and so sexy on a man. I cannot even tell you guys, like, wow, whenever I open the cap and smell this one, my eyes roll back in my head. I remember we took a ski trip like 2 years ago to Austria, and Pierre brought this fragrance with him. And when he was wearing it in like on the slopes, you guys, it drove me insane because it was so strong and I could smell it absolutely everywhere while we were on the slopes, and it smelled so intoxicating, you guys. So what you have with Ambra is vanilla, you have tonka and a lot of patchouli. So there's definitely a heavy dose of patchouli in here, but it's like this sweet, almost like balsamic patchouli fragrance. Yes, sweet, balsamic, rich, dark, mysterious, very sexy. And I just love, love, love this fragrance. And I also love this brand as a whole. Jeroboam is a fantastic brand, super high quality and very underrated. So I would recommend, if you're really into niche and collecting, check out Jeroboam, because there might be several others from the brand that you fall in love with. But my recommendation for men is definitely Ambra. If you're into something more intense, more deep, more kind of, like more of an intense fragrance, you will absolutely love Ambra. So recommend it. Absolutely, it is gorgeous. Next up, you guys, we have a fragrance from the Armani Prive collection, and this one is called Indigo Tanzanite. We're sticking with the patchouli theme here because Indigo Tanzanite has a very prominent note of patchouli. If you guys like patchouli, you gotta try this one. Indigo Tanzanite is this very warm, ambery, balsamic, creamy patchouli fragrance. Like, there is a whole kind of mishmash of notes in here, but somehow it works to perfection. Don't be afraid by the notes, because in here you have milk, you have almonds, you have heliotrope. Typically those notes are associated with like more feminine perfumery, but I'm telling you guys, this doesn't smell feminine at all. It just sits smack bang in the middle as a unisex fragrance, and it is opulent, it is classy, it is just absolutely phenomenal. What you have, like I said, is this really buttery patchouli fragrance. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's almost suede-y in a way. You have the labdanum note in here, which brings this ambery, balsamic vibe mixed with the patchouli and those creamy kind of notes. It never goes too sweet, never too feminine, not at all, you guys. If you love patchouli and you like a slightly sweet patchouli, please check this one out. It is so good. It's so smooth and classy and sensual. This fragrance is very sensual to me and very classy. So Indigo Tanzanite from Giorgio Armani. It's one of the more underrated fragrances from the Armani Prive collection. I know a lot of people like the other one, Magenta Tanzanite, but to me that fragrance smells so much like Minuit Demi that I just cannot even wrap my head around it. But this one to me is way better for the men. Way better for the men. Next up we have Tobacco Honey from Guerlain. Now, I feel like this fragrance is quite polarizing. Either you're going to love this fragrance and think it's one of the best fragrances that you've ever smelled in your life, or you're going to absolutely hate it. It really depends on your personal taste, because this fragrance is a tobacco and honey fragrance, like the name would suggest. The honey note is very dominant in here, and I really feel like honey is quite a difficult note to appreciate. Like I said, either you're going to love this scent or you're going to hate it. I would never recommend to blind buy this one. Definitely go and get a sample or go and smell it at the store, because this fragrance is going to divide opinions. Tobacco Honey is, exactly as the name would suggest, a beautiful, smooth, just refined tobacco note in here. Not smoky, not ashy, just a really smooth, ripe tobacco mixed with the honey. So it definitely has a slightly powdery sweetness going on in here. And it's absolutely amazing, you guys. I love this fragrance. I would be honest with you guys, Pierre, he doesn't like this fragrance because Pierre hates honey. So it, like I said, it's going to be very subjective. For me, I think this smells wonderful, especially on a man. I love a beautiful combo of tobacco and honey on a man. I think it smells so classy, so refined, so gentlemanly-like, and I would definitely recommend this one for the fall and winter, for fall situations, once again, for a date night, etc. I would recommend Tobacco Honey. It has amazing longevity and projection. This one is going to stay with you for 8+ hours and leave a beautiful trail behind you. So definitely check this one out, Tobacco Honey from Guerlain. It is a great release from the brand. And like I said, don't blind buy this one. Go and try it, go and get a sample, because honey is very difficult, but I love this fragrance. One of the best fragrances ever created, in my opinion, is Jubilation Man from Amouage. My gosh, you guys, like still to this day, this is one of my favorite fragrances to smell on a man. This just smells so classy, elegant, refined, opulent, rich, decadent, beautiful, versatile, everything. This fragrance right here is probably the most versatile in this list. You can wear this fragrance anytime because it's not overly sweet, it's not overly woody, it's not overly anything. It's just perfectly balanced, and for me, like I said, one of the best fragrances ever. If you've never smelled Jubilation, yeah, it is phenomenal. You get this very kind of woody, slightly sweet, slightly spicy, slightly resinous, slightly fresh in a way, complex fragrance. You have honey or popanax. I think you have some oud, patchouli, resins, pepper. Like there is a whole bunch of notes in here. You also have blackberry. There is a bunch of notes, but what you get is this really refined woody fragrance with, yeah, a slightly resinous vibe. It's smooth, slightly sweet, and it's just incredible. I cannot even explain it to you guys. It is so good. The honey brings like a kind of like a warmth to the scent, but not too much. The honey in here is not the most prominent note at all, but it brings like this kind of warm sweetness mixed with the woods, the resinous touch, the blackberry note. Oh, wow. Like I have nothing more to say about this fragrance. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. It always will be. And definitely like the perfect Swiss Army knife fragrance. If you want a more classy and refined signature scent, I would really recommend Jubilation. Longevity projection is also really good. You get about 7 to 8 hours, I would say, with a softer projection, but people will definitely be able to smell you. And I've also tried the X-ray version of Jubilation, and I love it so much. If you're a fan of Jubilation, you have to try the X-ray, but I didn't want to recommend it today because it's overly expensive. For what it is extremely pricey, and I would just say go and get the original if you love Jubilation. So wow, guys, like this for me, Still to this day, a 12, 12, 12 out of 10. Next up, we have a fragrance that I have never heard anybody speak about. It is a new fragrance. I think it was released this year, like just very recently. This is Palais Bourbon from Memo Paris. Run, don't walk, should go and try this fragrance, especially if you liked my recommendation with African leather from Memo, or you're just a fan of African leather in general. Please go and check out Palais Bourbon. I think you are going to fall head over heels in love with this scent, because for me, they have a slightly similar vibe. There are quite a lot of notes in common with African leather, but for me, this is like an even more amplified version. Not that they smell the same, not at all, but I do feel like if you are a fan of African leather, you're going to love this fragrance. What you have in Palais Bourbon is this kind of dry, spicy, ambery, addictive fragrance, you guys. So addictive. There's incense, there's resins, there's patchouli, there's spices, there's everything in here. There is a huge note breakdown, but you get this dry, resinous, spicy, ambery, just incredible scent, and I really recommend it to you guys. I only got this fragrance recently and I wore it once to dinner, and I could smell it on my skin for about, I don't know, like maybe 7 to 8 hours. So the longevity is good, it's there, and the projection is also pretty good within your arm's length. And guys, just in general, this DNA, I am totally obsessed with it, and I really recommend it to you guys. Once again, especially if you like African leather, I think you're going to love Palais Bourbon. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful fragrance, you guys. Finally, we have Carlisle from Parfums de Marly. For me, this is the Parfum de Marly that smells the most opulent, the most gentleman-like, the most refined, the most elegant. This fragrance is just amazing. Even like 7 years later, like I have had this fragrance in my collection for a very long time, and if you guys have followed me over here for a while, you'll know that I spoke about this fragrance many years ago. So for me, still to this day, this is honestly one of the most beautiful, opulent fragrances for a man. Carlisle is this smooth, buttery patchouli scent. It's buttery, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's woody. You have some nutmeg in there, you have the patchouli, a lot of woodiness, and it's just amazing. For me, this fragrance is elegance in a bottle on a man. I really feel like this is the perfect fall and winter scent, the perfect fall fragrance, the perfect night out fragrance, the perfect date night fragrance. It just smells so beautiful. I cannot even tell you guys how much I love this one. Like I said, many years later, it's still a fragrance that I rate at the very top of my list for a beautiful, classy fragrance for a man. So yeah, I love it so much. Longevity projection is also really good on this one. Around 8+ hours with a really nice projection. People will be able to smell you, probably compliment you. It is just fantastic. So that is my final recommendation. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video talking about the ultimate gentleman scents, things that I think smell super luxurious, refined, elegant, sexy, classy. And yeah, I hope that you guys liked the video. Let me know what else you would like to see from me, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.